The latest dungeon nerfs from Mythic Plus and World of Warcraft War Within Season 3 are big, and they make these dungeons way more enjoyable. Now, I'll say first of all that I've enjoyed this season altogether. I'm over 3100 IO now, and it has been fun. I am DPSing, however. These changes to Arakara and Halls of Atonement are both big steps in the right direction that make some of the sticking points, the more frustrating parts of these dungeons, a lot easier. For instance, the first boss in Arakara, a lot easier now to just burn those ads down, get back to the main boss, because I'll tell you what, if you're not running with a group that tanks next to the eggs and you end up having to run back and forth as a melee, you're barely DPSing that boss, and therefore that fight takes forever. So I love that change. Then of course they've increased the cooldown of Resonant Barrage, so now you're not going to have to interrupt that quite as often, which means you can use some more on those web bolts, which at the higher levels start to hit really hard. When it comes to Hall of Atonement, they've lowered the number of Depravers and Obliterators near the shards, meaning that, well, you can go ahead and not have to interrupting so many things. Once again, burn them down, everything over there. They've just lowered the amount of mob. And in doing so, they've also lowered the threshold that you need in terms of count by 10% and increased the value of the slashers by 50%. These are all great changes that makes Halls of Atonement a much more enjoyable and doable dungeon. That's just what I think. After playing through them both, I think they're great changes. What do you think? Share your thoughts down in the comments.